for the interview opportunity. Last year, your company achieved a milestone when the president commissioned 3 plants for your company. We just want to look back and have you reflect on that milestone in terms of how it has impacted the operations of the company and its growth in line with your vision.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prosper. So, as you know, His Excellency the President came to us in May last year, and he commissioned 3 new plants. So there's a total investment of $22 million US, and we had gone into pasta, biscuits, and breakfast cereals. So 3 new categories all at once. Obviously, a huge investment and a lot for us to learn as a team, going into 3 new categories at once. We're now kind of a year down the line. Very happy with the progress so far. I mean, I think first of all, our market is vibrant. You know, the economy is in a good state. We're seeing a little bit improved consumer spending power, which is good. It's benefiting these kind of products. In terms of the specific products, the pasta, as you know, we did a short goods line, which is your macaronis, your pennes, your fusillis. I think given the situation in the Middle East, quite fortunate that we've done that, because a lot of the spaghetti in this country is actually imported from South Africa. So just gives us a bit more food security in the country as well. And we're happy, you know, that line is running close to full capacity at the moment. Biscuit line also going very well, pretty much running at capacity. Our Gloria Munchies is a new product in the market, but been very, very well accepted by the consumers. And we're actually looking now at further investments in biscuits. And we'll hopefully do that in about a year's time. Another line, you know, it's about a year to import a new line. And then the final one is breakfast cereals. You see now breakfast cereals on display here. Very wide range of breakfast cereals. You know, many of our cereals were previously imported into the country, so we're localizing the production there. So overall, very happy. Obviously, it takes some time for the business to mature, but we're seeing the volumes coming through, and people are eating the products, which is what we want, and they're appreciating the products. They're seeing the value. So overall, very happy.
Thank you very much for this reflection. Obviously, your company is one of the big players on the food security side of things, not only impacting on the country, but also speaking to issues of cutting imports and creating jobs. What would be your comment in terms of the kind of support that you are getting from government to ensure you meet this kind of a mandate on the food security front and growing the economy and jobs in line with the government's vision?
Well, I would say, you know, in general, overall, excellent support. You know, we're at the trade fair today. Honorable Vice President's been here. We've had the privilege of spending the morning with him. A lot of open, honest engagement. And, you know, we, as a broader company, invest heavily into corporate farming. So we're investing through the value chain to try and assist in the growth of local agriculture. So we're seeing, you would have seen the stats, local agriculture is growing quite robustly, which is healthy, and we're looking forward to further growth. You know, we've got big ambitions to value add furthermore. Pasta and biscuits are value adding locally made flour, which is from local wheat. So simplistically, we're saying, why should we import finished product of pasta when pasta is basically flour and water?
Locally.
Let's produce it locally. Let's grow the wheat locally, mill it into flour, and produce the pasta here.
No, this is very interesting. Obviously, there's also the focus on exporting. National Foods is a big company. Our region almost sometimes has food shortages, and with the capacity that we have, do you feel we are now able to saturate the local market and even consider also exporting?
Yeah, I think most definitely in aggregate, the local millers have got plenty of capacity. So, you know, I would say there's no issues there at all. In terms of concerns on food security. And what's quite exciting is that now with the value addition, we have potential now to look at the region now, because these are products that attract a higher margin, whereas our basics like maize meal and flour, you know, quite commoditized, quite low margin, so difficult to export there. But now products like pasta, biscuits, cereals, I think we can start to look at regional markets. But initially, our focus has really been just getting it right in the local market. I think once we're happy with how we're servicing the local market, then we'll look at
exporting as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, my last question will be your reflection on the availability of some of the inputs we're having a good season this year, and the country has done well in terms of also wheat production. How does that speak to the operations of your business in terms of domesticating value chains? Is it in terms of sourcing some of the key inputs?
I think the key principle for us is that we love local agriculture, because when we pay local farmers, they hire more people, they value add to the local economy. So we were always big supporters of local agriculture, and that's why we're happy to see the improvement in local agricultural production that's occurring. So big supporters of local agriculture. Obviously, getting to the end of the local summer crop, I think we have had a better season. So looking forward to a decent maize crop, this summer. So winter crop going in now, that's going to be very important for us, as well as, that we produce a big wheat crop. Demand for wheat and flour products is going up. So, so we're looking forward to a decent wheat crop this year as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where's your capacity at the moment?
In terms of utilization, it's a bit of to be honest, I like to talk about volume growth.
Okay, yes.
If you look at our aggregate volume growth over the last 5 years, maybe around 30-35%. So we're seeing decent growth in our overall volumes. Capacity utilization can be a little bit of a misnomer, because sometimes we've got old plants that are laying idle.
Yes.
So, we rather look at our total volumes when we think about capacity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pastor.
Thanks
for your time. Cheers.